Okay, I need to ask you your opinion. I've got 3 ties to choose from. Should I wear this one, or this one?
What shirt are you going to wear?
What shirt am I going to wear?
Which
I'm wearing this shirt. What's wrong with this shirt?
Okay.
What's wrong with this shirt?
Nothing.
Okay, great. So, should I wear this tie, or this tie?
I like the first one.
The first one, the silver one?
Yes.
All right. I'm going to wear the silver one.
Paisley. Love it.
Very, very in theme, I think.
I love it.
All right. Okay, I have to ask you another opinion. I always wear a hat. So, obviously, I'm going to start off with this hat, with the Mad Hatter and the Gorn on one side or the other. And, but once I start doing this video, it's going to get too hot, so I'm going to have to change hats. So I need you to help me pick out a different hat, or a hat to wear in addition with this one, okay?
Okay.
Okay, so I've got this hat. Now, I chose this hat because, well, Antonio DeMarco, a.k.a. Pointy Hat, he's from Spain. And you brought me this hat from Spain when you and your bards went over there and did singing, and I didn't get a chance to go. So I could wear this hat. And it's also blue, which is kind of like Jenny D's hair, but not the same tone. Or I could wear this hat that you got me from Spain, which says Madrid. Now, I don't know. I don't know what city Pointy Hat Mr. DeMarco lives closest to, or if it matters. What if
I don't like that one. It's too frayed looking.
Well, that's how you bought it.
I know, but not for this.
True. Now, if I wanted to continue with the international theme, I could wear this hat, which also has the cool lion on it, and that might match my tie.
Which tie were you going to wear?
What do you mean? You've already forgotten what tie I'm going to wear? Well, the tie I'm going to wear's got silver in it.
Oh, yeah, I remember.
But I don't know what Amsterdam has to do with anything.
Yeah, no.
Okay, we're still trying to stay European here. So we have the European driver's hats that I've worn in Europe and on a couple Caribbean things and at some karaoke things. And this is gray like the tie, and of course this is black like the jacket and the vest. So there's those options.
I like the black one.
Black one.
Yeah, I don't like the pattern on the gray one with the pattern in your shirt. And then the pattern in your tie.
Okay.
I know you like the gray one. Oh, right, yeah.
I got one more.
No. I like the other one better. I like the black driving hat.
Black driving hat it is. Thank you so much.
You know, I think you're really overthinking this.
What do you mean I'm overthinking this? How can you overthink this? This is the most important thing in the... Okay, I'm overthinking it. This is crazy. How does this look? Is it all clean? What do we got here? Which side's my good side? Oh man, what a day to break out. I'm not worthy. I'm worthy. Script? I don't need no frickin' script. I can do this. I'm good enough. I'm smart enough. No, you're not. Let's dance. Put on your red shoes and dance the blues. Let's dance to the song playing on the radio. Jazz hands. Oh, do I need makeup? Go to the happy place. Great, I got all pumped up and now I can't calm my heart down slow enough to stop thinking so fast. Good enough? Smart enough? Doggone it, people like me. How do you eat an elephant? Or a dragon? One bite at a time! Oh, I should have done some stretches. Ah, ah, ah. All right, we can do this. Get ready. In 5. Greetings, boils and ghouls. I'm Mr. Vincent Wrecking the Brew, and today we are again in the Level Up game room. Talk about some really fun things. Now, normally at this time, I gaze into the crystal ball of the multiverse, shout out some YouTube creators, and I'm still going to do that, but I don't need to look in that ball to know and see these 2 amazing creators. Absolute legends that you all know. Ginny D and Antonio DeMarco, also known as Pointy Hat. These 2, again, absolute legends. 3 years ago, decided to do something interesting, something collaborative, something community building. And what they created was Monster Week. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Monster Week that year was a little bit of a riff on the whole Shark Week phenomenon. And so they decided Kraken Week. At about that same time, maybe a little bit before, is when I first started watching YouTube videos about Dungeons and Dragons. I know. Very late to the game. Prior to that, the only time I ever accessed YouTube was for some kind of video on how to fix my dishwasher. So Kraken Week was really cool. A lot of creators came up with some really interesting, humorous, terrifying ideas about something a little bit more dangerous than a shark. That'd be a kraken. The next year they did Dragon Week. Another banger choice. After all, we do talk about some sort of game, I think, called Dungeons and Dragons. I made a little dragon for Dragon Week last year, but we'll save that for a different video. And now, for Monster Week 2026, its 3rd anniversary, the theme is the Fae. As you can see over here, you may recognize something. Looks like a house on chicken legs, and indeed it is. For my theme for Monster Week 2026 is none other than the Dancing Hut. Let's dance. Baba Yaga's Dancing Hut. Many have heard of it. Most recently, I think there was a pretty cool little scene in a Hellboy movie where Hellboy had a little tete-a-tete with Miss Baba Yaga and the hut. But Baba Yaga's Dancing Hut goes way back, if you do not know. A lot of D&D players of current systems would know Baba Yaga from Tasha. Now, if we go back to when I first encountered Baba Yaga, besides reading about some character like in Hansel and Gretel, or watching The Wicked Witch and the Wizard of Oz, or any number of those fairy tales where there was some evil grandmother doing horrible things. Now, one of the first times I encountered Baba Yaga and the Dancing Hut was when I first started playing D&D. In like 1979, the Dungeon Master's Guide came out. And within it, one of the ancient artifacts, along with the Hand of Vecna, or the Rod of Seven Parts, or the Axe of the Dwarfish Lords, or the Crown of Might, was the Dancing Hut of Baba Yaga. in that Dungeon Master's Guide, as well as in Eldritch Wizardry, which came out before that, which I bought after the Dungeon Master's Guide. It basically had the same entry. And what the entry was, 30-foot round log cabin on chicken legs, spins and dances around, can move at this rate, can kick and has armor class at this, so it could kick at characters. Immunities, and then you could give it other special powers based on artifact charts that existed within the Dungeon Master's Guide and Eldritch Wizardry. There wasn't a lot of lore. Very, very little. So in 1984, a little magazine called Dragon produced an adventure into the dancing hut with all the rooms filled. The Dancing Hut was written by Roger Moore, not the actor. In Dragon Magazine issue 84? Anyway, it was March of 1984. This was many years prior to the Dancing Hut module made for second edition by the author of many, many great modules and books set in the D&D universes by Lisa Smedman. Now, I do not any longer have the magazine with the article in it. However, I do have a photocopy, not a scan, a photocopy from 1984 that somehow has remained with me since the day I photocopied it. And it's right here. Now you can find this. Online. You could order the actual magazine from Noble Knight Games for around $14. There's a lot of places online I've seen that have this. But it's special to me because somehow after all of the things I've had, lost, and reobtained, this one thing from 1984, among a few other things, has been with me all these years. Now there's a reason. This module or this hut encounter can be brutal. It's basically designed for like 6th to 11th level old school characters. So today, I'm going to show you some of the things inside this. And then we're going to talk a little bit about how I incorporated the Dancing Hut into a recent adventure that really didn't use very much of this, but I hope to soon. Now, one thing that was great about this adventure, this article in Dragon Magazine at this time, is because it went deep into the lore of Baba Yaga, described all the interior rooms, and there was a stat block for Baba at the end. We'll go very quickly. Just one example. The main room, everybody knows what it's going to kind of look like. It's going to be that old witches kind of area. The first room entered in the hut resembles an old peasant woman's hovel. The floor is packed earth with wooden walls and ceiling rafters. A small wooden table with one chair sits in one corner of the hexagonal room with a wash basin beneath it, a wood-burning stove, a chimney, etc. You can furnish it in this kind of manner any way you want, but you get the idea. However, in this room, there's usually some other door, or, as the adventure says, there's a secret door in the floor. You as the Dungeon Master can decide to make the door apparent, give it upstairs where a bedroom might be, a table on the other end with a place to eat, any of these number of things. There's also a little cat that seems to walk around quite often in this first room. That's up to you as well. If we go deeper, through the secret door or through the other door. Perhaps Baba's not home. You go to the other door, you find the other door, you open it. You're going to enter a grand facility. The guest rooms, the kitchen, the audience chamber, the art gallery, the entry hall, the chambers for the daughters, perhaps Tasha, the magic item storage area, the alchemical storage area. It goes on and on and on with a very nice detail. It's about 18 pages. Excellent. I highly recommend you pick it up or the Lisa Smedman's module, Baba Yaga's Dancing Hut for 2nd edition. Conversions are easy, in my opinion. If I run old modules and I don't have an actual 5E or 5.5E update, just switch the monsters straight across, add a couple more, subtract a few, it's going to be fine. However, Baba Yaga's Dancing Hut Adventure is designed inherently to be brutal, especially if your players are rude, or I should say, the characters are rude. Mind your P's and Q's. You're probably going to get out of there just fine, and maybe even gain a Fae ally. Great articles, great module, really cool. I'll tell you a little bit about how I ran the hut and made it a little bit different. The player characters are searching, again, classically, for a missing child. They're camping one night and they begin to hear strange music. Unlike anything the bards have ever played in the cities or taverns or concert halls or king's performances that they have ever heard before. Unusual, a cacophony of sounds. Curious, they go and look towards the sounds or go towards the sounds, and they come upon the dancing hut in all its glory, dancing to music. At this point, I started playing music, real music, from my era, like the 1980s. Bunch of Oingo Boingo and Judas Priest stuff. I don't know. What music you choose is up to you. However, intermixed between the music, these 3-minute songs, are commercials like on a radio station. I personally chose commercials that were from the 50s or the 60s, the old Coca-Cola commercials or Pop-Tart commercials, Captain Crunch, Mr. Clean, Mr. Clean. When the commercials came on, the hut sat down and stopped dancing. In addition, the skeletons, yes, there are skeletons, or shambling zombies, or something that are building a fence around the hut. Where you place the hut is up to you. Just so happened mine was near a little pond, in kind of a little glade. Now, if you just try to approach the hut while the music's playing and it's dancing, it's going to do any number of things, and that would be up to you. In my instance, if you just tried to run up to the hut while it was dancing, you're going to get kicked, stomped on, slapped in the face by it swirling around. Any number of dexterity checks you're going to have to make to try to get on the porch. And once you're on the porch, if it's still dancing, you're going to have to make dexterity checks to stay on the porch because it's swinging around like nobody's business. Obviously, if you do certain magical things, that's a whole different referee issue. Now, if you start dancing with the hut, now what happens? Again, that would be up to you as well. Does it distract the hut long enough for the other people to get on the porch? My dancing hut has a porch, and it doesn't look exactly like this, but I did make this little thing to put on the table, and it was quite funny. Now, most of my players hadn't played D&D before. They didn't really know that much about the legend of the dancing hut, other than what's in basic folklore. And with the weird Macarena music playing, they were really confused. It's okay, they figured it out. No fault of theirs. They finally started dancing with it. Some of them got on the porch. When the commercial came on, it rested, they got on the porch, and then they just politely knocked and were entered in. No one suffered any damage, but it was fun at the table for the first couple songs to see them start navigating these issues. Magic, just simple chef's kiss stuff. And they figured it out. It was fantastic, and we all laughed. Really good memories here in the game room for sure. Now, once they got in, they actually met Baba. She was rocking in her chair, doing her crocheting. Smell of porridge on the hearth, in the kettle. Since they knock so politely, she says, come in. Please come in. Let me see who you are. Let little grandmother look at you. Of course, they saw who it was, and they still kept their composure. Now, Baba had just returned from an all-weekend bender down in the Nine Hells in some party for Gratz or something. She was tired. Additionally, she had to host another party for Gratz and his entourage in a day or so, or whatever time period it is. In this instance, the player characters are only second level, maybe third. The module here, most of the monsters and counters that could happen in there would probably take out a third level party. So, all I did, they wanted to know about the missing child. They did start asking about the missing child, and Baba got a little testy, but they knew that she wasn't here. She was partying. She had an alibi. She simply said, I didn't take the child, but I know where the child is. And if you go down to the kitchen and see how the preparations are and bring me back X, not really sure what, then I'll tell you where the child is. They go down to the kitchen, they encounter some shenanigans, they kill a few giant rats, help the chef, whatever. Come back with the MacGuffin. Baba Yaga wants to play a little game of chess. Player characters, some of them got turned into chess pieces. That didn't run so well. I think I'd do that a little differently next time because the chess game got a little long. However, they got the information about the child, which was he was way far away. Off they go, but Baba Yaga says to them, I had a good time. And you proved your honor. You can call upon me again if you ever need a favor. Now Baba Yaga is a neutral, perhaps neutral evil, patron in a sense, or some very powerful goddess that these player characters could call upon to perhaps gain some sort of assistance at some point in the grand campaign of things. So that's my Monster Week 2026, the Fae. Tell me about your favorite Fae creature, monster, encounter. Or if you've done Baba Yaga and the Dancing Hut, or know about the article that I'm talking about, or the original module for 2nd edition, I'd love to hear anything you have to say. Please watch all the other contributors, or as many as you can, about Monster Week. I know they've all been working really hard to produce super high quality, excellent videos to get you a little more Fae in your campaigns. Go boldly, carpe that diem.